And my mom, thank you to my mom. And my mother, thank you to my mother.
Welcome back to the channel. This episode is about having a Jezebel as a mother. Shh, don't say it out loud.
Your potential future mother-in-law is a narcissistic Jezebel. And I'm going to tell you something. If she is in fact a narcissistic Jezebel, you can just throw the whole man away. Because if he will not check his mother and cut her off, he's going to allow her to sabotage what you and him have.
The key word is cutting off the toxic Jezebel. Cutting off that influence so it doesn't contaminate the rest of the family. But first, let's dissect. What is a Jezebel? This notorious woman was from Phoenicia, the wife of Ahab, which was the king and ruler of Israel back in the day. Now, according to 1 Kings and 2 Kings, she was the leader of the cult. She wanted Baal to be worshipped instead of God. And so, when Elijah made a prophecy, she wanted Elijah's head. She wanted him dead. So, Elijah was a servant of Jesus. And because she crossed Christ, she ended up losing her life. In layman's terms, this woman was a cold-blooded killer, taking anybody or anything in her way. So she ended up killing somebody just for their vineyard. And today, that's like taking somebody's husband just because you wanted them, leaving a trail of destruction and tears for whatever you may desire.
So pay attention. I'm going to drop some game on y'all. Number one, she is a fake churchgoer. She's a loving, caring, sweet person. She goes to church every Sunday. But as you get to know her, I'm going to tell you something. Go to family functions and spend some time alone with her. And you're going to find out what her real character is and how she treats other family members. Watching to see if she's a backstabber, a gossiper, nosy, a meddler, a troublemaker, drama starter. Pay attention because her son was raised around all of that. She probably rubbed off on him and taught him her ways. Beware, I'm telling you. Number two, she's financially controlling and money hungry. Her son, the man you're dealing with, goes to work every day and you find out that she's texting and calling him all day, asking him for money, asking him for favors. Son, can you come by the house and mow my lawn? Son, I need to borrow some money. Son, I need this, I need that. She wants to be in control of his money. And she's looking at you as the enemy because now that he got a woman, his money is going to go to you on dates and everything. You're invading her money. Her son's money is her money. And if she plays you like a sucker and calls you her daughter-in-law, she's going to try to get in your pocketbook and ask you for money and favors too. She's a gold digger. Beware. Number three, she maintains close relationships with all his toxic exes, be it a toxic baby mama or a toxic ex-wife, toxic ex-girlfriend. She stays very close in touch with all of them. Why? Because she doesn't like you. You have morals, principles, standards, values. You're a woman of class and etiquette, something she wouldn't know nothing about. And she knows that these exes of his are just as trifling, toxic, and weak-minded and controlling as she is. So they're going to buddy up, and she's going to call on them to get rid of you. And if he's weak enough, he'll sleep with them. And it will sabotage what y'all got going on. And her plan of using his exes worked. A Jezebel woman will teach her son to be a Jezebel. Run.
When we read the story of Jezebel in 1 Kings chapter 16, Jezebel is married to King Ahab. Jezebel is only married to King Ahab because of what King Ahab could do for Jezebel. Jezebel is a user. What can you give me? How can you make me greater? How can you make me grander? And this is why the narcissistic spirit is connected or comes through the Jezebel spirit, because Jezebel has to be exalted high and lifted up and in a great place and only around people who is going to make Jezebel look good. Now, Jezebel is a spirit who operates, controls, manipulates through a male or a female, especially people in leadership. Jezebel does not care what she destroys, what is going on, what is for the good, who God is, what God has said, what God is calling anybody else to do. Everything revolves around Jezebel. Jezebel could be your mama. Jezebel could be your grandma. Jezebel could be the physical person that is raising you. You will have your parents and your grandparents who tell you you're nothing because they don't value themselves. They don't value the family, so they don't see value in you. They could see the call of God on your life and they will still reject you and tell you who you will never be and you're nothing and things of that nature because they don't see the value in you. But it does not mean that you should not press forward and move forward and do what God is calling you to do. Jezebel is a manipulator and a controller. And if she has to, she will try to buy you and keep you in a box to keep you from moving forward.
Mothers are being influenced by demonic entities. Some of them are actually practicing Santeria, hoodoo, voodoo, or they are a part of the occult. And they have been monitoring you, watching you, waiting for an opportunity to strike. Maybe some of them have been actually sending attacks your way. And maybe you didn't know it was them. Maybe you're kind of just like, I know I keep getting attacked, but you don't even know where it's coming from. But it's coming from them. Okay, it's coming from them. And the Lord may have never confirmed it. Maybe you had your suspicions, but you could never prove it, right? But you just knew it may have been them. And some of these mothers are practicing really heavy, nasty witchcraft, where they are part of the occult. They do not want to see you walk in the fullness of God. They do not want you to get the promises of God. They don't want to see you get married. Some of these mothers are envious of you. They're envious of your youth. They're envious that you get to do things they never got to do. They're envious that you get to have a love that the Lord ordained for you that they were never able to have. Some of these mothers have weird soul ties to their kids. You see a lot of mothers having weird soul ties to their son. Incestual types of soul ties. Like they want their sons to be their man. They want to live vicariously through their sons. They want to be the number one woman in their sons' lives. They want their sons to take care of them and be their husbands. Like it's weird. It's more common than you guys think it is. And these women have Jezebel witchcraft spirits behind them. I told y'all, some women want their sons to treat them like a wife. In this case, toxic son-husband duo Blueface and his mama, she's jealous, going on social media because her son bought the mother of his children a new G-Wagon. She wanted the G-Wagon. This is where the problem comes with leave and cleave. In the comment section, Ken Jones writes, children owe their parents nothing. I'm 51 and I found out a couple of years ago that my mom has been talking bad about me for the last 25 years because I got married and bought my wife 2 cars. They look at their sons like it's their man. The creator responded and said, it's so many men that have mothers like this.
This is Jezebelic Mothers and Daughters, Part 1. Jezebelic mothers will do one of 3 things to a daughter that she has. She will, number 1, reduce them. Number 2, live through them. And number 3, resent them. She will do one of 3 or all 3. When she reduces them, she begins to reduce their value in the presence, especially in the presence of the Father and in the presence of the Son, to make sure that she stays in power in the family. That's when the Jezebelic mother constantly reduces or belittles the daughter. Number 2, attempts to live through them, living vicariously through them. And that's also mentioned in scripture.
She thinks she's on my playing field. She's nowhere near my playing field. She don't have a clue.
I'm not trying to be on
where
your level.
I came from. She thinks she's my equal. I love my daughter.
I don't want to be your mom. I don't want to be. That's the problem. I don't want to be your mom.
But if I need you, I need you. You mean
I'm
to tell me
supposed to be
I
in a
can't
daughter
need
place,
you?
right? You want me to stay in that daughter
But you're
place?
not a.
My responsibilities is basically your mom. I don't want to be your mom. I want to be the daughter. I don't get that. I don't get that.
All right, let's get into narcissistic parents or parents that are filled with the Jezebel spirit. All right, they are all about image. All about image. It's all about the facade. It's all about how things look to the outside world. All right, when they have an issue or you have an issue, you really aren't able to vocalize your pain. All right, they are unable to apologize or see things from your perspective because their perspective is really the only one that matters. All right, they say things like, I did the best I could, all right, instead of apologizing for what they actually did. Two things can be true. Your parent could have done the best they could and it still could have hurt you. All right, you feel constantly guilt ridden. Those are a few signs.
Your household basically don't want to control a man so much to where you willing to allow your kids to come out messed up and corrupt and perverted because you want to be in control, y'all. That's not a good thing. I'm just telling you, it is not a good thing, and it's outside of God's divine order.
The narcissistic mother doesn't protect her daughter from harm. This is one of the most painful signs many daughters of such monstrous mothers have shared with me. This could get a little triggering, so here is a little trigger warning. You can be continuously getting sexually abused by someone in the household, like a relative, the mother's brother, the servant, or even your own father, and the mother will not believe you if you tell her about your experiences. Quite the opposite, she may shamelessly protect the person responsible when she should raise hell, hold them accountable, and put them behind bars. She may make you question your memory and say, he will never do that. How can you even think about such a thing happening? You must be imagining things or looking for attention. What can be the biggest betrayal than that? Your own mother enables the sexual abuser and you're forced to live with her under the same roof.
The Ahab spirit will avoid conflict, disagreement, and hard work. They're not going to do hard things because they're soft people. Let me say this. Soft men are a problem because soft men allow evil to rule and reign. They don't want conflict. They don't like to be confronted. They don't want anybody to think ill of them. They're people pleasers. Because of that, the Jezebel spirit manipulates them through flattery. If you're insecure, they will flatter you so they can control you. Oh, honey, why are you so sad? You're a great man. Just have a little bite to eat. Mama will go take care of it.
This is especially true for the son-husband dynamic, for the enmeshment, because the mom plays the enabler, and the son, he's just loving it because mama's always going to take care of it for him. Therefore, he never becomes a true man. This is the toxicity of the Jezebel spirit. It taints not just women, but also men. These tainted son-husbands struggle to head their households, so women get double the load.
Somebody's going to have to pay for you once you retire. If you don't have a man, if you don't have it saved, either you going to pay for it, your kids going to pay for it, somebody, because the government ain't going to pay for it. Where's it going to come from?
Okay, we'll say the kids, because I invest in them, okay, and I'm
That's
building them
fucked
up.
up. That's fucked up.
I'm building them up.
That's fucked up. That's fucked up. That is fucked up. That is fucked up.
You're not going to help your parents?
That is fucked up. It is
You don't
not.
help your parents?
This is part of the problem with the black community. This is fucked up. That our black mothers like this think that their kids owe them something.
Yeah, you do.
No, they don't. No. This is why most of our children are not born out of a loving, respectful relationship. Most of our kids are born out of a fuck. They're born out of sex.